The result of electoral success in Karnataka for the Congress is showing a cascading effect in Telangana, and it's almost like a tsunami. In a major jolt to the ruling BRS in Telangana, as many as 35 leaders, including former MP Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy and ex-minister Juppalli Krishna Rao, joined the Congress in the presence of Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi. Now, the elections in the state, as we all know, are around the corner and knocking dramatically on the doors. And this near exodus and Congress's winning streak may change everything that is there in Telangana. Meanwhile, KCR Garu is, of course, in Maharashtra, and he is expanding what he calls his pan-Indian ambitions, if we may say, because he checked out of the federal front, which is going to meet in Simla between the 10th and the 12th of July, and he's now focusing only and only on his regime and perhaps to be the Prime Minister of this country. But it's all not looking very good so far as the assembly elections are concerned. Mr. Shastri, how do you look at it? I mean, 35 is a very, very large number. Of course, I would request my friends in production to put up the list of those who have joined. Of course, there are big names, there are not so big names, and but these are all names, whether it is Srinivas Reddy or it is, Mr. Rao who's joined. How do you look at it? Do you think the BRS should be extremely worried, Mr. Shastri?
Ma'am, when elections are close, floor crossing happens ever so frequently. You take any state assembly or national election. Yes, the BRS should see it as a matter of concern. But what I would be looking at closely is not the number of leaders who are shifting parties. I think it's also important to look at how many of them are currently holding positions of being elected representatives, how many of them have been former elected representatives. I think that's important to look at. The red flag would really go up when sitting members of the state legislature or parliament decide to resign their seats and move across, which are trends which normally happen as you get closer to the election. So for me, floor crossing happens, and this particular example of floor crossing, it could be a byproduct of factional politics. It could be a result of the belief that when a party has been in power for 2 terms, now it's time to switch the boat that we are in. The non-likelihood of getting tickets in the next elections would often get people to switch to another party. So there are a range of factors which play a role when people and politicians decide to switch their party label. And as I said, while these may be prominent leaders of the BRS who have moved to the Congress and should be a matter of consternation for the BRS, I would still wait and see whether this trend of floor crossing becomes more frequent, and also sees as part of the floor crossing people who are serving as elected representatives as we get closer to the election, resigning from their parent party and moving over. That, for me, would truly ring the alarm bells. Now I think the light is just moved from red to orange. But if it were to be green in terms of a mass exodus from X party to Y party of elected representatives, I think that would be a serious matter of alarm.
Shyam Prasad Meka, I'm coming to you. You heard what Mr. Shastri said. Specificity, that word is very, very important. All right, there has been an exodus, and as a Congress supporter, I'm sure that you are going to be buoyed by the fact that people are moving from BRS to the Congress party. First question, what do you think is the reason? Because there was a time, and I've asked you many times, I have witnessed this, that the Congress being the monolithic party in the undivided Andhra Pradesh, they were, I mean, then it is so unfortunate today, whether it is in both the Telugu speaking states where they have been reduced. I am asking you, is there reason for the movement from BRS to the Congress? because of the Karnataka win, new enthusiasm, euphoria, confidence, or is it because of sheer BRS's family's grip over everyone who's part of that party?
See, okay, I'll see it this way. So it's easy for me to jump up and say, oh, yeah, Congress is doing well. No, that's not. Let's understand. See, there is this CR and TRS rule. Okay, and that anti-incumbency is clearly felt amongst the people. It is there. Now, what is happening in Telangana is the realignment of political forces, and that realignment process is seeing Congress as the effective platform, is the credible platform. That is what is happening. If you take the example of the case that you have shown now, so Jupalli Krishnarao Garu and Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy, Gurnath Reddy, these were all former legislators and are not just leaders in one place or things like that. These are, for example, Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy, he has a clout and the connect with the people to carry an entire district. This is not a small leader.
Which is Khammam, right?
Correct.
Huh.
Correct. So this is what is happening, and there, watch out, much more will happen. As I told, the realignment of political forces is happening, and that will actually bring out much more activity and churn amongst the parties as well as outside the civil society people as well. That's what we are observing in the state.
Nagesh Kumar, do you think this entire movement is happening, that is from BRS to the Congress, because of one reason, disgruntlement? We have seen politicians doing this very often. We saw it in Karnataka, you know, whether it was Savadi or whether it was Jagdish Shettar. Same thing, I think, is mirroring, I feel, where, look, I mean, Srinivas Garu and both Krishna Rao, both have disgruntlement. We know that, tickets were denied to them, they were not called for a particular rally, they were sidelined, etc., etc. But most importantly, Nagesh Kumar, I think the reason is that the way KCR has turned it into a fiefdom, into a family kind of, politics is now dominated by this family. Do you think it is basically anger? And who knows, this anger may really kind of expand and be a big balloon. What do you think, Nagesh Kumar, is the reason for the movement?
You are 100% right. The way he has treated some of his cabinet colleagues, for example, we should not forget that the most prominent person who has left him is Ital Rajendra, his finance minister, who presented several budgets, and now he is in the BJP camp. And then there was this Raghunandan Rao, who was also a key member of the TRS, then it was called TRS, and he contested on BJP ticket and won. These are two prominent faces. Now, even these two people, you see, the Mr. Srinivas Reddy Ponguleti, he has considerable influence in Khammam, and then whomsoever he joins, I mean, now that he has formally announced that he is going to join the Congress, the party will stand to benefit. Jupalli may not wield a similar clout in Mahbubnagar, but then he is also joining the party with a large number of followers. But to say it is a mass exodus may be not exactly correct, because the reverse is also happening. Yesterday and day before, Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao was touring Maharashtra.
Right.
So in Maharashtra, the Vice President of the NCP and a close confidant of Mr. Sharad Pawar joined his party. And yesterday too, a very important Congress leader, his name is Mr. Bhalke, Raghunath Bhalke. He joined the BRS. So, this changing of parties is taking place very frequently. But as the elections draw closer, I suspect that the number of people who will leave his party will be much more, in the sense that there are aspirants for the tickets, number one, who will be disappointed if they don't get the ticket. Number two, sitting MLAs who will be dropped, they will also leave his party, and the BJP is ready to grab them. But I do not share the view that the Congress is in third position. Congress was in the third position before Karnataka. But Karnataka, contrary to many expectations, has, rejuvenated Congress party in Telangana.
Right.
And that is why, the people who were sitting on the fence and were wondering whether they should join the BJP or the Congress have decided to jump to the Congress. And Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy and Jupalli are only two such examples. If this works out, many people who are sitting on the
Right.
fence, they will join the Congress.
All right.